Israel has begun the process of deporting 12 people detained from a Gaza-bound boat intercepted by its forces. Climate activist Greta Thunberg has arrived in Paris after being deported from Israel. Thunberg accuses Israel of attacking and kidnapping those on the boat. Arriving in Paris just a short time ago, she described what happened after Israeli forces seized the boat.
Some people did not sign that. We were held in also separate places for many amounts of time, so it's a bit unclear, and as I said, I haven't had contact. I wasn't able to talk or say goodbye, but I do know that there were major issues with people actually getting to talk to lawyers.
We're going to speak to Natacha Butler now, who's at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. Obviously, you were there when Greta Thunberg was speaking. What else did she have to say?
Yeah, we were able to ask Greta Thunberg a number of questions. First of all, of course, how she is, because she has been through an ordeal, detained by Israeli authorities. She said she was okay, but she said that she and the other activists and journalists that have been on the Madleen boat had been treated, she said, in a dehumanising way by Israeli authorities. She said that she didn't have any contact or really didn't know about the others that had been arrested by Israeli forces, that she hadn't really been able to have any contact. She said that she had to sign some papers before leaving Israel, but she wouldn't go into exactly what that was. I asked her why she thought that so many governments, particularly in Europe, aren't doing more to stop the genocide in Gaza, to stop what is happening. And she says that, in her opinion, it is, she said, pure racism. And she said, look, anything that I have experienced over the last few hours as part of this ordeal, being detained by Israeli authorities, is nothing, because what Palestinians are going through, of course, is really critical, and that is why she said she is standing here talking to the press. That is why she decided to take this boat to try and break the blockade. I also asked her if she had any intention of trying more actions in the future to try and break the blockade. She said there is an action at the moment, a convoy that is heading there too, and she will not give up her fight, because she said it was essential that Palestinians stop dying, stop being killed, and that Gaza stops being targeted by Israel.
And Natacha, do we know the fate of the others that didn't sign those deportation orders? Do we have an understanding of what is happening to them right now?
Well, we believe around 5 others did not sign those deportation orders. So what would happen to them is that they would then be taken to a prison, we understand, outside Tel Aviv, and then they will have to face an Israeli judge and then most likely be deported after then. That's the process that we understand to be the case. Amongst those are a number of French citizens, including the French MEP Rima Hassan, who is of Palestinian origin. She is an MEP, but also a campaigner, human rights lawyer on that boat too. Of course, she has been very adamant that she wants to stay and see what's happened. That's why we know that she refused to sign those papers. Greta Thunberg was unable to tell us anything more, though, about the others, because she said she hadn't been in contact with them. It seems as if they were all kept apart, according to what she was saying, but she didn't really want to enter into too many more details. Look, she clearly looked very tired. She was clearly in the same clothes which she'd been detained in. Her trousers and her shirt were quite dirty. So, of course, this has been quite a difficult number of hours for her. But again, I have to say, no matter how many times we said, how are you feeling? She said, it doesn't matter how I feel, because what's important is what is happening to Palestinian people in Gaza.
OK, thank you so much, Natacha. Natacha Butler for us there at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.